Hi everyone, welcome to this month's Motivator, where I want to spend a little bit of time talking to you about how you can go out and enjoy meals out whilst also sticking to the nutritional guidelines that all of you are working towards. The first thing to bear in mind with this is that when people are changing their diet, it is quite intimidating to think about how you can possibly go out and still do all the things that you're working towards. And in the short term, whilst you're getting to grip with things, it's fine not to go out. But we all know that there is no way on God's earth that you will continue to not go out and live with these guidelines. Something has to give. And it doesn't have to be your guidelines. You can go out and have a meal that ticks all of the boxes that you are ticking on a regular basis, day in, day out. So what do? Well, the first thing you do is you plan ahead. Okay, you cannot possibly just expect to turn up somewhere and have a really good experience. You have to put a bit of thought in. Have a think about what the menu is likely to be. If you're gluten intolerant, for instance, then going to a pasta and pizza parlour is not the best choice you can make. There might be gluten-free pasta, there might be gluten-free pizza, but equally there might not. So plan ahead, think about it, and maybe give them a call. And I started working with this about 4 or 5 years ago. It was really difficult with restaurants. Now it's really easy. So pick the phone. If you're really worried about it and you want to do it properly, pick the phone up and talk to the people to whose restaurant you're going to be going. Give them a heads up about what you're looking to achieve, and 9 times out of 10 they will be more than happy to help you. So plan ahead first and foremost. Even if you don't ring them, think about what you're going to choose. Think about the sorts of things that will fit into your guidelines but will also allow you to enjoy your night out. The second point then is, as with every single meal, make sure you have proteins, fats and carbohydrates. Okay, that is a basic essential. And look at what's on the menu, and across the scope of the meal, if not for every course, make sure you've got those things ticked. The second step to work towards then is to make sure that the proteins, fats and carbohydrates come across in the ratios that you need them. If you are a person that needs a higher protein diet, then make sure you choose a meal with a higher protein content in it, and vice versa if you need a higher carbohydrate content. This also is where food intolerance is coming to. A lot of you will be limiting or eliminating completely gluten, dairy, yeast, and some of the strawberries, nuts and other bits and pieces. You need to make sure that where possible these are stuck to. We use the 80-20 principle for a lot of things, but if you have recognized and proven allergies or sensitivities or intolerances to any foods, that unfortunately is a 100% thing. That again is where the phone call before you go out is really helpful to let the people know, okay? But otherwise, have a look across the menu. Gluten-free items on the menu are all generally well marked now, okay? But not necessarily dairy-free and other bits and pieces. Ask the waiter or the waitress, okay? And ask for their help. Customer service in restaurants has gone up and up and up over the last few years, so it's not as much of an issue as it was. Then I want you to consider the need for water, which doesn't decrease when you go out. So again, make sure water is on the table. And also alcohol. Alcohol is a sugar, okay? It is, so it therefore comes under your carbohydrate intake. So if you're going to have a lot of alcohol in your meal, make sure that you have offset it and incorporated it into your macronutrient ratios. If you are a heavy protein eater, okay, then alcohol is going to really shift your balance and you're going to have a big effect. The other point with alcohol is if you're going out and you're going to be drinking, then make sure you've had something in your stomach. Don't drink on an empty stomach. Not only will you get drunk faster, okay, but it will also start to eat away at your stomach lining, which is not a good thing. Final point on this is remember your 80-20 principle. If you are living really, really well and adhering to all the rules 80% of the time, 20% of the time you can get away with it, as long as you are not working on anything specific. Okay, if you're generally of good health and you're in a more of a maintenance phase and you've gone through the hard work, then enjoy your 20% and make the most of it. That's all for this month, folks. Hope it's enjoyable. Please let me know if you've enjoyed it and if you've got any other ideas for any other motivators, and I will speak to you next month. Thank you.